Hey, what's going on, viewers? You're watching the ShoddyCast channel with yours truly, TK. It's Wednesday, and that means it is time for the build of the week. This week's build was your traditional ranger, using the ever-faithful longbow along with the Greatsword. A lot of power and a lot of crit went into this build, which gives it a nice burst damage, but also sustainable damage, which is always nice. As always, the build will be down below, but I thought I'd go through the traits and equipment real quick. I decided to pick things to reduce the recharge of most of my skills, if not all of them, including my survival skills, my greatsword, and longbow skills. I also added a little bit of bleed on critical hits, just for that extra bit of damage, and then increased my precision 70 points for me as well as allies around me, and also increased the damage by 10% while my endurance is full. For the equipment, I just went ahead and went with the superior runes of Ranger. I mean, you can't go wrong. You're a Ranger. You might as well get the Ranger one, right? Especially with a crit heavy build. And the +5 damage while you're companioning up is not a bad thing either. For the weapons, I threw my Sigil of Agony on my longbow, and then Hydromancy on my weapon swapped to Greatsword, so just to keep people in check and near me when I want them to be. And then for the necklace, or amulet, whatever you want to call it, I went with Berserker for the added precision and power and the extra critical damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and delve on into my ratings for this week. Survivability, I gave it a 4.5, because you can dodge quite a bit with this build, along with lightning reflexes. It helps you to get out of there. And then Rampage as 1 also helps you with not being knocked down, and it also adds more critical chance, and also gives might to your pet, so win-win for that. Mobility, a 4.5. Again, because of the Rampages 1, it gives you that extra swiftness to get to your cap points all the faster. And then also, again, with all the dodges you have, if you want to use those to get your little boost in speed, you can do that. And also, I like to turn my camera and hit lightning reflexes for that jump back, which also gives you a little bit of a boost there to get you to your destination all the quicker. For damage, I gave it a 4. It has both burst and sustainable damage, which is a little bit different than I'm used to. It's usually one or the other. But this, when you go ahead and use your quickening Zephyr, and then hit him with Hunter Shot and then a quick rapid fire, that's quite a bit of damage you'll see inflicted on your opponents. So that's the burst damage, and then just your regular attacks is pretty sustainable damage. So I thought those two together, though the damage wasn't just ridiculous, it was pretty good, so I did give it a 4. It was pretty good. And ease of use, I gave it a 5. I believe this is my first one that I gave a 5 so far. Mainly just because it's a very simple build to use. If you've ever played a Ranger, there's not much difference to it. It's just remembering to use your quickening Zephyr when it's up, along with your rapid fire, and knowing when to use your point blank shot. Don't use it too soon. You want them to be as close as possible, because that gives you the most knockback, and therefore will give you more damage for your long range shot when your rapid fire is on cooldown. And then replay value, I might have been a little hard on it, but I did give it a 3 for this week. It was a bit too simple for me. I got kind of bored with it. I mean, it was fun at first, yeah, and it still is fun to an extent, but it's just, I don't like sitting in the back just shooting things. It gets kind of boring to me. I kind of like to be up in your face at least a little bit at times. Like with my personal favorite, my Necro build, of course. Even though I do use a Scepter Dagger build, which is medium range, I also get in there quite a bit with my Death Shroud and my Elite Plague. But all in all, the build has done very well this week. I think actually the best I've done so far. It got a grand total of 4.2, which is very good. It is definitely a good build. I definitely think you should try it out if you haven't already. Again, it's a very basic ranger build. You've probably fought against people that have used the same exact build, if not very similar. But yeah, give it a shot. Feel free to make some changes, and if you do have some suggestions, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I definitely think I would not have a problem changing out Signet of the Wild for something different. I never actually used it for anything more than its passive health regeneration, which was useful in between fights, but I felt like I could have had another button to press that could give me maybe more damage, or condition removal would have been nice. That's one thing this build did not have, which is why survivability probably didn't get a 5, was because conditions were somewhat of a nuisance. I don't believe I ever died from them directly, but blindness and cripple, it's never fun. So yeah, definitely condition removal would be nice for that build. Well, that's it for this week's rating. Sorry it was kind of boring. Next time I'll pick builds that I haven't actually played before, so I feel more excited about playing them and learning more about them. That's really also the main point for me doing this, is not just to educate anybody that is interested in learning about new builds, but also teaching myself about the abilities of other professions, so that I can better counter them myself with builds that I use personally. And that leads us into next week's build, which will be a thief. It will be a pistol dagger with a dagger swap. It's a very heavy condition build, and which is awesome is that it uses 4 different stealthing abilities. So I'll be having a lot of fun with that. It'll be nice not being on the receiving end of a thief's ridiculous spike damage this time and stealth and all out, so I'll be looking forward to pissing off a bunch of people. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, so I hope I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for my brother's How to Make Money in Guild Wars 2 video. If he hasn't posted it already, he will be very soon. He's been working on it for about a week now. Has a bunch of tips and tricks on how to use the trading post for the most amount of profit. He's already taught me a lot about it, and I've already made about 6 gold myself just doing it off and on. The great thing about the trading post is you don't really have to be there or be anywhere specifically to do it. You can do it in between questing if you wanted to. I do recommend that you just save up some money, maybe sell some of the mats you don't need to get that little boost in the beginning to buy the stuff you need, because you need money to make money, and that follows suit here in the game as well. But anyway, this has been TK for ShoddyCast. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you later.